Hey guys, today I will show you one of the simplest way to solve the last layer of the Rubik's Cube. So, in this video I will go over a couple of steps. My steps, these are not actually the ones that I use, but the simplest steps, in my opinion, to learn how to solve the last layer would be these steps. The first step would be to permute all four corners. What that means is to place all of the four corners in their correct spots. They don't have to be oriented the right way, like this corner is both in its correct place and it's also oriented the correct way. This corner is permuted. It's in its correct place, but it's not oriented in its correct orientation. So, how do you do this? Well, the first step, let me just scramble this cube a little bit. So, actually let's do this as well. So, the first step is to find two corners that have the same color on them that is not yellow. Two adjacent corners. Sorry about that. Two adjacent corners that have the same color except for yellow. So let's start off. This one has orange and green. This one has neither orange nor green. This one has green. So these two corners both have green and they're adjacent to each other. So let's start off with these two corners. Place them both above green and see if they are permuted correctly, if they are in their correct spots. So the green-orange is obviously in its correct spot, and the green-red is also in its correct spot. So these two corners are already permuted. Let's go see if the other two are. And they are not. They both have blue, but this one has blue-red and this one has blue-orange. So these two corners need to switch place. So the way to do that is actually quite simple. First, let me explain to you what an F2L pair is. Basically, a corner and an edge piece of the first two layers is called a F2L pair. So basically, this thing over here is one F2L pair. This is another F2L pair. Basically, the whole first two layers consists of the cross, which you already know about, and then four different F2L pairs. So, now to permute these two pieces, these two corner pieces. What you want to do is you want to keep them on the right side of the cube, and then you want to bring up the F2L pair from the left back side of the cube. So bring it up to the top layer, and then bring it one step towards you. Next, bring up the F2L pair from the back right of the cube. Like this. Then you just want to repair the left pair. So basically you want to put this pair back in its slot like this and repair it like that. And then you want to repair the other pair, the back right pair. So put it back in its slot and then repair it. And both layers of the cube are now repaired again. And all of the corners should now also be permuted. The green-orange, the red-green, the blue-red, and the blue-orange are all in their correct spots. So, let me show you another example of that. Let's scramble the top layer a little bit. So first off, we find two adjacent corner pieces with the same color on them, and then we move them to the correct spot. So in this particular case, I can see that we have a lot of alternatives to start from. We could start with these two that both have orange above them. We could start with these two who both have green in them, or we could start with these two who both have red in them. It doesn't really matter which ones you pick, as long as it's two corners that are adjacent to each other and have the same color on them that is not yellow. So for this example, let's pick the red ones. So we move the red ones above red, and we can see that the red-green corner is not permuted, nor is of course the red-blue. So let's go check on the other side of the cube. Here we can see the two orange ones, and neither of them are permuted either. What you could do in this case is you could go for these green and check if they would be permuted if you move them over there, or if any of the others would be permuted if you move them over there. But it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. So just pick two. Let's pick red. Okay, these two are not not permuted, so let's permute them. We keep them on the right side. Then we bring up the F12 pair from the back left, move it one step towards us, pick up the pair from the back right, then we repair the first pair, and then we repair the second pair. We do an U2, and just to align these corners again, and we can now see that they are permuted. The green-red corner is permuted, and the red-blue corner is permuted. So let's go over to the other side and see. The orange-blue is not permuted, and the orange-green, they need to switch place. So let's keep them on the right and perform the same algorithm again. Take up the F12 pair from the back left, move it one step towards you, take out the F12 pair from the back right, then repair the back left F12 pair, and then repair the back right F12 pair. And now all of these corners should be permuted unless you did something wrong. So that's how we permute the corners. Now let's go into the next step. Let me scramble this cube up a little bit. Okay, so once you have a cube that has its corners permuted, what you need to do is orient the four edges. So let me just permute all of these corners after my scramble using the algorithm that you already know. Now that all of these corners are correctly, actually they're not, I'm being stupid. Okay, so now once all of these corners are correctly permuted, like this, what you need to do is orient these four edges. So doing this, I will teach you one more algorithm. This algorithm is called the Sune. Basically how it's performed is you take out this F12 pair, take it out, move it one step towards the left, repair the bottom again, move it one more step, and then you open up this slot and you put the pair back in. This algorithm does a whole lot of different things, but you don't really need to understand everything it does. All you need to know is how to perform it, and to know that there are three different ways that we will be performing this algorithm. One of the ways is the way that I just showed you. You take out the front right F12 pair, move it one step, repair the cross again, move it one more step, open up the hatch, and bring the F12 pair back. That is one of the ways. The other way is the exact mirror of what we just did. So instead of taking out the front right pair, we take out the front left pair, move it one step in the other direction, repair the cross, move it one more step, open up the hatch, and bring the pair back in. That will be the second way to perform this algorithm. And here comes the third one. This one might look a little bit tricky, but it's actually just the same thing. But instead of just taking out the right pair, the front right pair, we take both of these layers at the same time. So we take both the mid layer and the right layer, and then we move it one step. we move the right layer back down, move it one more step, move the right layer back up, and then we repair everything again. This one would be called the FAT-Sune. So now I will show you guys why I'm teaching you these algorithms. Okay, so our goal here would be to orient these 4 edge pieces. And how do you do that, you might ask? Well, it's actually quite simple. The FAT-Sune will turn 2 of these edge pieces. It will orient 2 of these edge pieces. So if you have just a little dot and all of the other 4 edges are unoriented, you just perform the FAT-Sune. And you will get this case, an L. As soon as you have the L, you would want to place the L up here, like this, so that the left one and the top one is oriented, and the right one and the bottom one is unoriented. And then you just perform the FAT-Sune once again. And you will have this cross. So basically, to get this cross, all you would have to do is perform the FAT-Sune. If you have the L case, you perform the FAT-Sune once and it will be solved. If you have the dot case, you perform the FAT-Sune twice. First once to get one L, put it in the top right, and then once more. Let me just grab another cube. Wow, I don't have any solved cube laying around, sorry about that. I'll just solve this one. Sorry for not being more prepared. Okay, here we go. So if you would ever have then, if you would ever have this case, which is basically just a line, what you want to do, doing the FAT-Sune won't help in this case. No matter how many times you perform this FAT-Sune, all that would happen is you would still have a line. So if you ever get this line case, what you want to do is you want to place the line like this, going from top to bottom or bottom to top, doesn't matter. You want the line to be facing top to bottom, like this, and then you perform the regular Sune once. And you will get this L case. And then you can just put the L case up here, do the FAT-Sune, and you will get this cross. So, once you have this cross, the next step is to get to this fish looking kind of shape. Looks a little bit like a fish. I don't know if you guys agree. Everyone's seen this kind of fishes, or made them, whatever. Once you have this fish looking thing, which is basically all edges oriented and one corner oriented, what you want to do is you want to keep the oriented corner towards you, and you want to look for the adjacent corner that has the yellow sticker facing you. So basically in this case, this does not have the yellow sticker facing me, the yellow sticker is facing towards the right, so we'll look at the other adjacent corner, and this one does have the sticker facing it. So when you have that, you just perform the Sune from the direction where the sticker is facing you. So just one Sune, and you will have oriented all of your pieces. There are other cases that might come up with all of these edges solved where you don't get the fish shape. So let me give you an example of this. You could get this, where none of the corners are oriented. If that ever happens to you, just pick any random spot and perform the Sune, and you will get some oriented corners. So I will just pick at random any place from this cube, and I will perform the regular Sune once. And now I got the fish shape. Sometimes it will require more than one Sune, sometimes it will require you to do the Sune from a different location. Just experiment with it. If you really want, in the end of this video, I will show you a lot of different examples of how to reach this fish shape as fast as possible. But you should be able to just figure this out on your own, and that might actually make them stick to your memory better. So that's an alternative. So as long as you know that once you have your corners oriented, you want to get to this fish shape, you will be fine. And as soon as you reach it, just find the adjacent corner with the sticker facing towards you. In this case, it's this sticker. So you perform the Sune from over there, and you will orient all of your corners. Next step. Since the first thing that we did was to permute all of the corners, you never ever have to worry about them. All of your corners will always be permuted and already solved. So the next step is to either move 3 edges. In this case, sorry about the screen being so dark. I don't know why my camera is so dark. Oh well. In this case, we have one solved side as such, and we have 3 edges that want to switch place. So this edge, and this edge want to switch place. Another case that you could be having is a case such as, sorry for not having more prepared cubes. Let me just solve this one. The other case that you could be having is something like this, where all 4 edges need to switch place. If that ever happens to you, don't worry about it. Just perform what I'm going to teach you next from any direction, and you will solve one of these edge pieces, and from there on you can just follow along with what I do in this cube. So now that we have 3 edges that want to switch place, the way to go about it is to keep the solved face in the back. As long as you have 3 edges that want to switch place, you just keep the solved face in the back of the cube, and then look at this piece straight in front of you and check if it wants to go either towards the left or if it wants to go towards the right. In this specific case, this piece wants to go towards the right, which also means that this piece wants to go here and this piece wants to go over here. Basically, they all want to move in a counterclockwise direction. But you don't really have to think about that. All that's required is look at this piece and look if it wants to go left or right. If it wants to go towards the right, you will start performing the Sune from the left side. If it wants to go towards the left, you start doing the Sune from the right side. So in this particular case, we want to start from the left side, since the cube wants, the little cubey wants to go to the right. So I perform the Sune once. And we get back to this fish shape. From this fish shape, you just have to find this adjacent corner that has the sticker facing you, and it will always be the same corner that you started the Sune with. So then you just perform the Sune from over here, and voila, your cube is now solved. So let me go over that again, and I will do a slightly more complex scenario. Now we have one of these scenarios where none of these cubies are fixed. So I just choose any one at random. It really doesn't matter. Just pick one, perform the Sune once, find this fish shape and find the adjacent corner with the sticker towards you. It will always be the same corner that you were just handling. Perform the Sune once, and voila, we have fixed one side. Keep this side in the back. Check if this cubie wants to either go left or if it wants to go right. In this case, it once again wants to go towards the right. So we start doing the Sune from the left side. Then we get the fish shape, so we perform the Sune again. And voila, the cube is solved. If you ever get the case, let me just show you the case where this little cubie wants to go towards the left. Have one solved side, keep it in the back, but the cubie wants to move towards the left. You of course just start from the right side. Perform the Sune, and then perform the Sune from over here. Your cube is now solved. So hopefully this has helped you. I'm sorry for the video being very long. But yeah, that's what I think is the easiest way to learn the last layer. Hope this video has helped you. Please leave feedback in comments. Please leave feedback in the comment section. Yeah, and feel free to just ask me any general cubing questions or anything such. Have a good day.